What is up, Copy Squad? It's your boy, Kyle Milligan of KyleTheWriter.com, coming to you live from Ayden, North Carolina. And today, I'm going to talk about a little bit of a touchy subject. I'm going to go political on you. Talk about socialism, a marketer's dream. I was just kind of skimming through Twitter, and you know how politically charged that thing can get. But I can say, I can speak some truth about the fact that there's a lot of marketing and emotional selling going on behind the scenes. And Scott Adams has a book on this. And I think a lot of people's gripe with Scott Adams' book called Win Bigly is it's about how Trump won the election and how he basically used like marketing and persuasion tactics to win the presidential election. And I think a lot of people's gripe is if you hate Trump, you're mad at the way Scott Adams kind of positions Trump as like a super intelligent persuader. I think it's a really eye-opening sort of book to kind of see how persuasion makes its way into politics and how prominent it is. So it's just like whatever side of the aisle you are, Republican or Democrat, and this is for our United States people, it just makes sense to educate yourself and to know and at least hear the argument or at least hear that side of the story. So I would recommend just reading it. Knowledge is power, right? Also, I have a book that teaches you what I call emotion-based selling. And we're going to talk about that in this video about emotion-based selling. And that book is called Take Their Money. It's at KyleTheWriter.com/book. I invite you to check that out. What I want to talk about is socialism today, because I was reading up on millennials, and one of the things that kind of gets under my skin is the millennial trap that we are kind of living in, where we are pressured into going to college. Older baby boomer folks pressure us to go to college and take on all the student debt because it's the safe, smart thing to do, and then we end up screwed, right? And I've lived that dream. I went to school for accounting, and I ended up working in like the CPA world, and I still have that debt. I still have student debt, guys. I'm still paying off debt for a degree I don't use. But the older baby boomers who call us millennials entitled and lazy are telling us to go to school and get these worthless degrees. So it's like, that's kind of frustrating. So I'm reading articles on that because it's something I am kind of passionate about. I like to stay educated on that. And it started to kind of drift into like this socialist, some of the stuff I was reading about socialist propaganda. And I was like, dude, if I needed to sell socialism, I don't think there could be an easier task in the world than selling socialism. So I'll explain that. So we know that people buy based on emotion. We know for a fact that all decisions are made in the emotional center of your brain. Science has shown, there is a scientific study by a neuroscientist that when a dude got brain tumor that damaged his emotional center of his brain, he could not make simple decisions, such as how to stack the files on his desk, okay? So whenever your emotional center of your brain is damaged in any way, your rational part of your brain can still work just fine. So this dude was able to he scored well on IQ tests. He could remember, his memory worked just fine. He was able to perform rational thought, like all those faculties. He could do math, everything. He seemed like a normal guy. But when it came to making a simple decision about where I put this file, I have this file, do I set it here or do I set it here? I'm talking like really basic stuff. He was locked up. He could not make that decision. So we know that emotions, the emotional center of the brain, are where all decisions are made, okay? So whenever you pander or you strike the emotional chords in the customer or market's brain, then you can sell them basically anything. And that's why I have found, uncovered, and dug up in my job as a copywriter, I grossed $7.1 million in sales in 2018. I didn't bring it home. That's the sales I grossed. And I used these big four emotions. Basically, just trigger these big four emotions and you can sell pretty much anybody, anything. So they are new, easy, safe, and big. And now if you've been following along, man, and you know how socialism basically works, and the way I understand it is it's equality of outcome, I think is like the way they sum it up. So like, let's talk about what that would mean for someone who's struggling and selling the idea of socialism to them, okay? So in let's say the capitalist world, in a perfect world, you work real hard, you create like a great product that people love and need, you sell it, you become a millionaire. Like that's kind of like the ideal capitalism dream. But then the socialism alternative is sort of like everybody kind of shares, right? We're all in this together, shared economy, we all split the pie up, right? That's, again, broad strokes, man. I'm not here to politically debate. But if that was my mission as a marketer, someone said, Kyle, I need you to sell this. This is what I would do. I'd go back to the old faithful big four emotions. New, easy, safe, and big. New. All right. The reason new is emotion number one is because it is the most important to selling anything. The reason that people buy things is because they are unhappy in some capacity. You might be watching for my clickbait title about socialism, but you might also be watching because you're a follower of mine who watches for marketing and sales tips, right? So if you're looking for marketing, copywriting, sales tips, then you are unhappy. So if you're a struggling millennial in today's day and age and you did everything right? You went to college, you took all the student debt, you got the big degree from the big university, and now you're screwed, and now you're pissed off at that system. That system failed you, right? So if I'm trying to sell a new system, I would start right there. New offers hope. Anytime you're selling anything, like if I'm selling basketball drills so that you can shoot the perfect free throw, I won't say I have the same basketball drill as everybody else. I'll say, no, I've got a new, unique way to do this basketball free throw drill, and it will make you better than LeBron James, right? And it's because of this secret system that I've developed, right? Okay, new inspires hope. Because I've never tried that secret system before. There might be a chance that finally something's going to work for me. So let's bring it back to the political sphere, right? If you've got this, like we're in a capitalist system here in America where socialism is something different. It is new. So for those of us who went through the college system, who acquired all this student debt with pretty much nothing to show for it except for like a soul-crushing salaried position, right? We want something new, man. We want change. So emotion number one is new because it inspires hope. For anyone who's dissatisfied, disgruntled, or tried something and it failed them, they want something new. It works for any product you're selling. And when we're talking about like the product of a happy life, right? Like so far you've been unemployed and you're in crazy credit card debt, student loan debt. You want something new. You want change, right? The four emotions, one more time. New, easy, safe, and big. Trigger these big four emotions and you can sell anybody anything. I have an entire book about this. It's called Emotion-Based Selling. It's called Take Their Money. You can get it at kylethewriter.com/book. Emotion number two, easy. I don't think that everyone is lazy. I don't think that everyone doesn't want to work hard or do something that they're proud of. Most people are lazy, okay? They're lazy, but it doesn't mean like they want to sit at home and eat pizza and not do anything. But in a perfect world, they would, right? Does that make sense? Like, you don't want to be a bum. But when you're given the choice to get free money or work extra hard for money, and I'm talking like in like here's $100. Do you want it? Yes, I'll take that. Right? You're just gonna take it. So new and easy. So new we already talked about. Easy is the second emotion. You want something that's easy, man. You've worked hard. You want something that you can just like push the button, you get the results, and you don't have to struggle anymore, right? People are fed up with struggle, and that works again with selling products, right? If I'm selling you that basketball drill system where I teach you how to shoot the perfect free throw, right? Better than LeBron James. All you gotta do is follow these 3 simple steps, and you can shoot better than LeBron James or something like that, right? That's how you'd sell something like that. Well, again, it doesn't really get much easier than socialism, right? Like if you've been struggling this whole time, I've got something brand new for you. It's a new system that we've never tried over here in the States. And it's so easy. Like basically you just keep doing what you're doing, except now you get a larger slice of the pie, right? Because you get some sort of like guaranteed income, or you get some sort of like guaranteed socioeconomic safety net, right? And I'm not in a political debate with anybody here. I'm talking about the marketing principles behind the idea. So it's new, it's easy. Safe. I think this is probably going to be the hardest thing to do. So safe basically means like this will not fail you. It's credible and it won't rip you off. I think on the easy part and the hard part of selling socialism as something safe is that the government is doing it, right? It's out of your hands. The government's going to take care of you. You don't have to do anything. Like just sit back. But a lot of people don't trust the government. And those are the people that push back on socialism. But I think people who just want, like, basically they just believe that the government will just be there forever and is never going to fail or crack down or nothing bad can happen. The government will just print money or whatever they do. Whoever's up there in the Fed, the Federal Reserve, they just, whatever happens, they just make us all, they give us jobs and they give us money or something like that. So that's a way to spin it as safe, right? And I think this is where primary capitalist pushback comes from, is when we get to emotion 3, basically Uncle Sam's going to take care of you, right? So for some people, that's super appealing. Some people think, like, that's great. I can count on Uncle Sam. He's just going to give me my free money check every month, and life's going to be good, right? It's going to be easy. But you can trust it because it's your government, and the government's always been there. It's never, even when it shuts down, life seems to just go on like normal anyway. So people are like, okay, well, the government takes care of it, and I don't do anything. Cool. That sounds pretty legit, man. Government's credible, right? They're running things already. So that's kind of like one of those weird pushbacks. Let me think of another way. So new, easy, safe. And safe is about credibility. So government don't get much more credible than that. But then you can basically bring on politicians, you can bring in experts, you can bring in economic experts, right? So no matter what happens, if someone starts talking about, okay, we need to do socialism, they'll bring in like an economic correspondent and talk, and they'll tell their case, right? That's just using the safe emotion. That's building credibility for your argument, okay? And now again, I'm not supporting it one way or the other. I'm just telling you how it's a marketer's dream. It's such an easy sell, in my opinion. It's brand new. It's easy to do. Like, the wealth just gets redistributed. You just hang out. It's safe. Uncle Sam's going to take care of it. And all you got to do is bring in some expert opinions and some expert case studies, and they'll explain to you exactly why it's safe and proven model of economics. And the same thing on the other side of the aisle. They'll tell you why it's going to destroy America, right? So, new, easy, and safe. Now, the last one. Big, okay? Big is basically the thing that you're selling has to move the needle in the person's life. If the result of the product that you're selling doesn't materially or significantly move the needle in their life, they don't care to change. Change is scary. New is good, but only if it's safe, easy, and big, right? So, I'll try something new, especially if it's easy and safe, but I'm not going to waste any time or energy on it unless it's like a big change in my life where I'll see all my hopes and dreams come true and everything's just so much better. What's cool is by inherently having new, easy, and safe already checked off, it automatically becomes big, because that is a new opportunity that's both easy and safe. That inherently is a big change for you, okay? Now, the other thing you want to do is you want to move it on like a, here's the best way to kind of think about it. If you could become 10 years younger, okay? If you could become 200% stronger on your bench press, if you could run 50% faster in your sprints, those are big needle moving changes in your life, okay? So if you could go, all right, let's bring it back to politics. If you could go from struggling with your student debt, unable to buy a home, unable to pay your bills, and you can't get by, and you did everything right, and this whole, this sweeping thing of socialism, I just say socialism will take care of you and all that will go away. That is a damn big change. And that again is why I think socialism is the marketer's dream. Now, I think it's not, I'm not here to argue one way or the other. It's good, it's bad, you should do this, shouldn't do that. I'm not here to push political buttons and get people riled up on that front. And again, those emotions are new, easy, safe, and big, okay? And if you can get people riled up on those emotions, you can sell pretty much anything. So your job as a marketer or a copywriter or a salesman, whatever you're doing, you need to package these big four emotions, right? You need to figure out what about your product, your brand, your guru, whatever it is in your offering that triggers these big four emotions. You need to find that. You need to tap into that, and that needs to go in your script. It needs to go in your Facebook ads. It needs to go in your sales letters. It needs to go in your landing page. This is a new way to do things that you've never tried before, because that inspires hope. It's so easy to do that any could do it. Nobody thinks that they're a totally lame idiot. Like, nobody thinks they're the laziest person on earth, but they will definitely take an opportunity to do less work, right? So, new, easy, safe. It's been proven. It's a proven system. It's credible. We've got this expert testimony. We've got all these people who say it'll work and do wonders for you. So that's safe, right? And then it's going to make a big change in your life. Once you get this system, once you get this product, once you get this package, everything's going to be different. The whole world will never be the same again after you buy this product, right? There you go, baby. I just summarized, using capitalism, basically the big four selling emotions, why socialism is a marketer's dream. My book is called Take Their Money. It teaches you what the big four emotions are, how they work, and how you can use them in the system I call emotion-based selling. It's available at kylethewriter.com/book. Thanks so much for tuning in. Peace out, Copy Squad.